story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Hello and welcome to the campus of Reinhardt University. Thanks for being with us this evening. Gabriel Schrei here, Lorenzo Robinson alongside me. College basketball about to get underway. Two great programs. Kentucky Christian University, the Knights on the road. They're 5-11 this season. On the road, 2-4. Reinhardt University playing host, 7-9 overall, but 6-2 on their home floor. Lorenzo, do you feel like that is a momentum swing for Reinhardt University? Does that help them out tonight?
Absolutely, it should, especially when you're playing friendly confines of your home field. Look at a team like Reinhardt. You look at a team like Reinhardt, it's especially been just a tale of two different things for them. Just not the same team on the road as they've been at home, but at home they're incredibly tough to beat and probably one of the better teams in the conference.
Fantastic. Reinhardt University 6-2 overall at home. Playing host tonight to the Knights of Kentucky Christian. We're a few moments away from tip-off still. Let's start by getting to know Kentucky Christian's Knights. They're 5-11 overall this season. As I mentioned, 2-4 on the road. 41.2% shooting from the floor, 70.1 points per game. So if you're Reinhardt University in this scenario, would you key in on them defensively, or would you be more focused on your offensive production?
It's a little bit of both. In terms of a team that has struggled to score the ball with regularity like KCU has, you do want to make sure that you keep them from having any sort of explosion against you. And we saw a little bit of that the first time Reinhardt and KCU played. Reinhardt giving up 99 points in that first matchup. So that's absolutely something that you will have to monitor and something you have to keep up with, but also being able to be productive on the offensive end in your own right. And that's something Reinhardt has done plenty of, especially on their home floor.
Yeah, Reinhardt's so efficient at home this season. Excited to see what they're able to do tonight against Kentucky Christian. Kentucky Christian came up with a big win earlier this year, more on that in a moment, against the Eagles on their home floor. But doing it on the road is just a little bit different, especially in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. And here's another look at Reinhardt, 7-9 overall, 6-2 at home, 44% from the floor, 80.6 points per game. So quite a bit more production offensively for the Eagles.
Also a Reinhardt team that has dealt with their fair share of adversity. A few key players have been in and out of the lineup due to injuries. There's been some young guys who have been forced to step up in some new roles for the Eagles, but here they are sitting at 7-9 and seem to be rolling a little bit, a team that nobody in the Appalachian Athletic Conference wants to play right now.
I can agree on that with you for sure. No question about that. Nobody wants to play a team that's as hot as they are. We're going to get to know a couple of players to watch this evening. One guy for each team. We'll start with the Knights of Kentucky Christian. There's a look at Reinhardt University warming up. On the other end of the floor, here are the Knights getting their warm-ups in just in front of the bench of the Eagles. For the Knights, the player to watch, D'Angelo Stockstill, 62% from the floor, 13 points per game, nearly 7 rebounds. Not so great at the charity stripe at 24%, but definitely the guy to watch. He is very, very efficient, a big presence on the hardwood as well.
He's going to be a guy that KCU is going to look to early and often, not just for his offensive production, but for his energy on both ends of the floor, making things very difficult for the Eagles.
Reinhardt University shaking it up with our player to watch. It's always Nate Jones, right? Tonight we're watching Jared Russo, and a guy who wasn't a huge part of the lineup early in the season for a myriad of reasons, now a crucial piece, and his stats probably won't do justice to what he'll pull off tonight. 71.4% from the floor this season, 2.9 points per game, a couple of rebounds, and 75% at the line. He's somebody who's going to be going to work down inside, playing as a center-type player, even though he's a forward, not a traditional center. You're going to see them move the ball to him on the back door a lot, and you're going to see him succeed when he gets it in that scenario.
It's been a pleasure to kind of watch Russo grow up a little bit this year. We saw him have the kind of game that he had when Reinhardt played Union a few weeks ago, and he's just continued to get better. A guy who is a massive presence down low, something that the Eagles desperately need at the pivot spot.
So that's our matchup tonight, Kentucky Christian and the Eagles of Reinhardt University here on the Southeast Sports Network. A big thanks to our partners and friends for carrying tonight's game. LJ Telephone Company carrying the game on a couple of different channels. We really appreciate the coverage and exposure for these athletes and you carrying our simulcast. Huge thanks to the Reinhardt University YouTube Athletics channel for carrying tonight's broadcast as well. Be sure to give us a subscribe, a follow, and a thanks to ETC for carrying the game. We appreciate you being with us and remind you can get free live sports online at any time, SCSNsports.com. Click onto the Watch Live tab once you're there to tune into our over-the-top video platform. There's a lot of Reinhardt Eagles on there. I'll let you in on the secret. And be sure to follow along on social media. You can get connected with Reinhardt University Athletics at RU Eagles. Find us at SCSN Sports. We'd love to have you for the ride. Introducing the starting lineups now. As you can see, the lights down and Eagles ready to come onto the floor. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. We're still in the opening stages of tonight's game as they're introducing our starters. This is a starting lineup that has seen not a ton of flux, but different pieces tried at different times. I would say by far the most consistent and important piece has been Nate Jones.
Absolutely, Nate Jones has been a guy who can do it inside and out, but in particular, his long-range shooting is something that has been consistent for Reinhardt throughout this year and is such a crucial part of their offense. A guy who's shooting over 40% on 8 attempts a game. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that for Nate Jones.
Starting lineups introduced. We're about ready to get underway. Tip-off will come from the center of the floor here in Waleska, Georgia. It's college basketball on SCSN between the Eagles of Reinhardt University and the Knights of Kentucky Christian. Quick conversation on the side of the floor. We're ready to go between these two. It's Reinhardt, it's the Knights of Kentucky Christian, it's college basketball on the Southeast Sports Network, and we're underway. Quick opening pass now to Reinhardt University, looking for somewhere to fit the ball down inside. Fred Adams, heavily defended along the arc. Lewis, battling against Stockstill. Floated outside, and James takes it all the way, but can't quite finish down inside. 30 seconds gone. Here's a beautiful pass, and the stoppie doesn't quite pay off as he's caught. The redshirt sophomore from Inkster, Michigan, coming with the moves.
Nice hustle there by Nate Lewis to get down low and get the rejection, saving the possession for Reinhardt.
Inbounding pass. Mid-range floater won't go for Kentucky Christian. The Knights hustling back on defense. Fred Adams keeping Reinhardt moving. Jones down low, and this one's stolen by the Knights. First turnover of the night. Kentucky Christian coming up the floor, trying to score on the fast break, and this one loose over the baseline. 54 seconds gone. Kentucky Christian driving into the paint. Here's one from the wing, and this rattles out for the big man. A good look for Caleb Raymer. Reinhardt gives it to Fred Adams. Backdoor, and that's exactly what we talked about during the pregame. Jared Russo cleared for takeoff.
Nice play there, getting the ball to the big man. Right there, a little bit overzealous defensively. But a nice pass by Fred Adams, and Jared Russo able to finish.
And a quick response by the Knights, already 2-2, 90 seconds into this one. Fred Adams battling down inside to the far corner for Lewis, who drains the three and makes it 5-2.
Nate Lewis, a very capable three-point shooter. His percentage isn't the highest, but he is a guy who is very capable of knocking them down from beyond the arc.
The Reinhardt Eagles roping this up the hardwood. 2 minutes gone in Waleska. This is Russo. Our player to watch loses the ball this time as it skeeters over the baseline.
One thing you really have to love if you're Coach Newton, just Russo having the confidence to immediately get into his offense. As soon as he touches the ball, getting ready to do something off of a post-up, something very different than we've seen from him in the earlier stages of the year.
Lewis sidesteps the defender, floated to Jones, who's contested, and it's just wide. I like the look. He had just enough space to get the shot off. You have to take that.
He's more than capable of knocking shots like that down as well.
The true freshman kicked this outside from the elbow. This one rattles out. Jones gets the board. Reinhardt leading by 3. 5-2, Eagles on top. 2.5 minutes played in Waleska, Georgia. Lewis in a battle with Sanders, junior from Detroit, Michigan. Now the call down low.
A lot of contact on that one. It seemed like James was fouled 3 times before the whistle was even blown.
Pass will be inbound from the baseline. Jones to Russo. D'Angelo Stock still defending him, so he gets rid of it. 2 quick handoffs. Reinhardt for 3 from way beyond the line as Lewis goes down hard. Outlet pass. Eric Sanders is going to take this in off the glass, and it's 5-4. Three minutes off the clock in this first period. There's the long ball for Jones. A good look on that. Boarded up by Race DeBoard. True freshman from Ashland, Kentucky, coming up the floor on the fast break and the whistle.
A few good looks from Nate Jones, and if KCU is going to find a way to win this game, they cannot allow him to get clean looks off like that. We've seen him burn teams throughout this year with looks just like the ones that he just missed.
Race DeBoard got us started. Another true freshman, Lloyd wants to go himself. Oh, what a great handoff pass to Stocksel, who finishes it off and gives Kentucky Christian their first lead of the night.
Beautiful dish by Jalen Lloyd, one of the plethora of young KCU guards that is capable of creating plays.
And all alone for the Knights, he takes this and jams it home. This time it's the true freshman Lamar Northington with a score from Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
A bit of a slow start offensively for Reinhardt in spite of a few good looks.
And Reinhardt answers on the offensive end of the floor, making it a 1-point game, 8-7. Knights, KCU drops one in, a little teardrop bucket. 4 minutes, 5 seconds gone in Waleska, Georgia, and we've got a timeout on the floor for Reinhardt's Eagles. Any quick thoughts, Lorenzo, on what we've seen so far?
Those young KCU guards are really making their presence felt. Jalen Lloyd, we saw there with that nice pass that he made. Lamar Northington getting the breakaway layup, and then Eric Sanders also on the fast break. We're seeing some of the young KCU guys making their presence felt and making their mark early in this game, and they're going to need to do plenty of that. The Knights are going to come away with the victory.
Really hot start between these two in Waleska, Georgia. Last time they met was back on Tuesday, December 12th, and it was all Kentucky Christian. They ran away with it in Grayson, Kentucky, 99-67 the final score.
But the main thing that you'll hear a lot of coaches say when you talk about early season matchups is, well, we're a different team than we were then, and the other team's a different team than they were then as well. Of course, Reinhardt dealt with a few injuries, a few guys missing from the lineup who are going to play in this one. Also, a few guys who played in that game who won't play in this game. So two completely different teams as we match up in January compared to their December matchup.
Great passing for Reinhardt. Fred Adams' first shot is short, but he gets the board. Nakai Fisher is wide open all alone and can't bury it. Remains a three-point game, 10-7 Kentucky Christian.
Offensively, Reinhardt is getting to where they want to get to, just not able to get the shots to fall.
The Knights of Kentucky Christian are currently on an 8-2 run dating back to the opening minutes.
Now, there's a saying that one of my old coaches used to say. He would say, process over result. A lot of people are so concerned with the instant gratification of all of your shots falling, but in some games it may be a bit of a struggle. Coach Newton probably does have to appreciate the process that his players are going through to get open looks and get easy opportunities. The hope is that as the game goes on that they'll be able to make those shots fall.
Kentucky Christian, they've had a challenging schedule. 2 wins on the road, 6 losses. Decent. D'Angelo Stocksel, the key player for the Knights, 62% from the floor and leads the team in scoring, 13 points per game. Down inside, Nakai Fisher is jostled and receives a whistle in his favor. KCU sends him to the line.
Nice aggressive take there by Fisher. And here we're gonna get a glimpse of the lineup that really changed the game in Reinhardt's last outing against Johnson. The lineup with Jones and Tucker Lau in the backcourt, Darian Reed, Nakai Fisher, and Nate Lewis in the front court, playing without a traditional big man. But it does feature 5 guys who are able to put the ball on the floor and make plays, something that is very, very dangerous and hard to guard as well. And we're going to see if it will be able to kind of get the ball rolling in the Eagles' direction in this one.
So far tonight, KCU 5 for 10 from the floor, Reinhardt 3 for 9. That's 50% for the Knights, 33% for the Eagles. That's been the difference. 12-7. KCU Knights in the lead. Nakai Fisher to take his second. 0 for 1 at the line. Missed just seconds ago. He's got 2 points tonight, though. This one a big high bounce, and it's gathered by Eric Sanders, the redshirt junior from Detroit. Sanders furiously up the hardwood. 2 passes. This is swatted at by Darian Reed and sent off the floor.
KCU was immediately taking the fight to the Eagles, showing they are unafraid of entering the Brown Athletic Center, a place that Reinhardt has been so effective and so dangerous at.
Couple of long, high passes for KCU's Knights, trying to get open, and he turns it over as he steps out.
Now, in terms of that earlier season result, there is something to be said about having confidence that you can beat a team. Reinhardt obviously feels we can beat this team. We know we can beat this team. But in KCU's case, they're saying, well, we know we can beat this team. We've already done it. So we're seeing a little bit of that confidence on the court right now.
This one tipped and kept alive by the Eagles. Now it's lost on a second chance shot. KCU pushing the tempo. Got this up the floor to race. Colby Gray heavily defended, so he gets rid of it as well. The junior from Greensboro, North Carolina, King Joyner didn't keep it for long. Floated back outside to DeBoard. The true freshman defended by Lewis. Dicing it up. 5 on the shot clock. Stock still pulls up. Oh, and a nice one from just inside the arc.
And a bit of a bailout shot there, but Stock still getting it to go. Late in the shot clock, great defensive possession by Reinhardt, and Stock still able to hit the nice mid-range jumper. And KCU is currently in control of this one. Very similar to what we saw when these two teams matched up earlier this year.
Over the last 5 minutes of play, Kentucky Christian is on a 13-2 run. 13:41 left to play in this first half. Kentucky Christian's success remains a product of their shooting percentage from the floor. They're 6 of 11. The Eagles are 3 of 10.
Sometimes it's just about being a make or miss kind of game. Interesting call there, I would say. Seemed like the defender initiated contact with Tucker Lau. Lau gets pegged with the call. Again, though, the ref is always right.
Colby Gray, the junior from Bowling Green, Kentucky, sends this to the corner. KCU, some danger down inside. He gets it back and fires for three. It's short. Reinhardt, 7 minutes gone in the first half, and his pocket is picked by Lamar Northington for the dunk.
Northington, great defense there, and we've seen him play great defense throughout this game. Again, another example there. And so deadly in the open court with another highlight reel jam.
Eagles have it stolen. It's loose. Picked up on the back end of the floor and ladled home off the glass by Jalen King Joyner, the junior.
And who was on the floor for that loose ball? Again, you guessed it, Lamar Northington. He has just been everywhere for the Knights.
Nate Jones took that three from the airport. That would have been an expensive ticket if he had hit it. Handoff for KCU. The Knights working the defense of the Eagles. They lead by 11. An explosion over the last few seconds. Their run continues. Nate Lewis and the Eagles working to snap it. Darian Reed to Lau. He pulls up for a deep three, and this one skeeters off the backboard. Colby Gray, the junior, to the corner. Here's the three, and it rattles home for Jalen King Joyner, the junior. Reinhardt takes a timeout. They're trailing 21-7. So far, it's been all Kentucky Christian. We'll take a timeout with these two programs and talk strategy and whiteboard when we come back on the Southeast Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. A look at the Knights of Kentucky Christian. And that's great. 5-11 overall, 2 wins on the road, 41% from the floor, 70 points per game. Isn't that so great? But it's all out the window when you're on a 19-2 run. That's unreal.
Absolutely, and just continuing to build confidence throughout this game as well. Just everywhere on both ends of the floor.
Since the 18:30 mark of this first half, so only 6.5 minutes, the Knights have outscored the Eagles 19-2. Welcome back inside of Brown Athletic Center. It's college basketball on the Southeast Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Lorenzo Robinson alongside me for thrilling action. James off the glass, loses it. Another board. Kentucky Christian running the fast break. Lamar Northington, the outlet pass, and he'll take an extra step and get hit with a call right away.
That's the way KCU's been playing so far in this one. Getting stops against Reinhardt and pushing the pace, getting out in transition.
Kai Fisher to the corner, and as soon as he drives, he gets hit with a call. The Knights run the floor. Long feed down to the corner to King Joyner. He didn't keep it for long. Stockstill backdoor. Close side KCU. That red jersey pulls up and gets packed by Nate Lewis.
He's just been everywhere defensively for the Eagles, making a host of great plays throughout this one. Lewis so versatile defensively. That's his second block. He already has 2 blocks and a steal. The jack of all trades for Reinhardt's team.
11:20 left to play in this first half. 21-7 KCU. Knights working around the arc. Shot clock's got 5 on it. Colby Gray to the corner, pulling up for 3, and that one goes off the far side. Reinhardt on the fast break, floated to Reed. Reed backdoor to Russo, who goes off the glass and gets this. That's our player to watch. And he makes it 9 points for the Eagles as they still trail big at home.
Ever since he's been inserted into the rotation, we've seen plenty of that. His nice, soft touch down low, great hands, being able to get the finish for the Eagles. But this is the end of the floor where it's going to start for him.
Reinhardt University, again the fast break. James trying to evade the defender, and he's grabbed at as Colby Gray causes him to topple to the floor.
And Brazen James is so dynamic when it comes to running along in the fast break. We've seen him have plenty of highlight reel dunks throughout this game and just throughout the season for Reinhardt.
Redshirt freshman from Augusta, Georgia. He played his prep at Evans High School, averaging almost 9 points per game this season, and he's played in 15 games for Reinhardt, so appearing in almost every night outing.
And like a lot of other players on this team, his stats don't really do his role justice for them. I call him the energy shifter because it seems like he's always the one to just make a play that will turn the tide for Reinhardt, whether if it's a crazy defensive play or an athletic finish. We've seen him on multiple occasions completely flip the script for Reinhardt and get things going in the right direction. It will be interesting to see if he's going to be able to do that here with the Eagles down 11 early.
This one from just inside the arc stays on the floor. Reinhardt on the fast break. Lewis is being harassed as he tips it off to Reed. Eagles looking for some room. Adams to the elbow, now a pass outside to James, who's looking for that momentum play. From the corner, 4-3, and it rattles out. It's an 11-point game as Stockstill gets the board.
Another clean look for the Eagles, just not able to get it to fall.
Quick pump, now passed away. To the far side for the KCU Knights, and this one is blown dead before he takes off with it.
That's the third step on the line call that we've seen in this game. Such a rare call. Especially rare to see it called 3 times in one half.
Fred Adams from the elbow. Went to Reed, who's going to take it inside and is swatted as he takes the shot. Chance at the old-fashioned 3.
Beautiful move there by Darian Reed. Nice hard drive, the body control, the deceleration to stop and pull up for the little midi. Getting it to go and trying to get 3 the hard way for Reinhardt as they try to eat away at this night lead.
Reed now 1 for 2 from the floor tonight. That's his first points. 9 points per game for him this season as he gets all 3 on this trip. 9:33 left to go in our first half. It's 21-13. Reinhardt trailing to KCU. They won on a commanding 19-2 run over the course of 6.5 minutes. Since then, Reinhardt's been down, but the Eagles right now on a little run of their own, clawing back, 5 unanswered points.
And anytime Reinhardt has really been able to get their set defense together, KCU has not had a lot of success offensively. Most of the damage they've done throughout this first half has been in the open floor and in transition. So Reinhardt needs to keep them out of the open court, keep them in front of them.
What a drive to the basket. Now he gets the pass back, and as the shot clock goes, he can't get it off in time.
And that was a nice take by DeBoard, hitting the open shooter on the wing. I think he was expecting the shot to go up. Of course, with little time on the shot clock. Great defense there by Reinhardt to force the violation.
Timeout on the floor. 9 minutes left to go in this first half from Waleska, Georgia. We'll take a break and be back with more college basketball in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to SCSN. college basketball on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. Thanks for being with us for hoops between the Eagles of Reinhardt University and the Knights of Kentucky Christian. Appalachian Athletic Conference basketball. A big-time showdown for these two today. Both of them really need a win, especially in regards to the race to make the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament. Reinhardt basically can't afford to lose many more games. Reinhardt on a quick run unanswered over the last 2 minutes in response to a 19-2 run by KCU. Here's a three, and Darian Reed knocks it down from long range. It makes it a 7-0 run for Reinhardt over the last 2.5 minutes.
That's what Reed does, one of the better three-point shooters in the conference, shooting right around 43%. And you knew it was just a matter of time. Reinhardt getting so many clean looks that they would get something to fall.
Reinhardt trailing by just 5 after at one point a massive deficit in Waleska. It wasn't for a super long time, but for a couple of minutes, it was a 14-point game for KCU, now cut back to a 5-point lead for the Knights.
The Eagles' offensive execution has been a whole lot better as this half has progressed. Less turnovers, able to just get some shots up. KCU was taking advantage of things in transition, a few unforced errors by the Eagles in order to build a nice lead in the early stages.
That was great passing, but it was just off the mark. I like the idea of trying to get that all the way back and get some space for your guy. Here comes Reinhardt on the fast break, and he wants to go all the way, and he will. This one drops for Darian Reed, another bucket. He's hot tonight as he continues to expand his score line. Already up to 8 points for the Eagles.
Reed again showcasing a little bit of his offensive arsenal. Nice deceleration inside the finish.
Caleb Raymer, the turnaround floater. This one is short. Good look by the junior from Mazza County, Illinois. A second chance, and this one drops home. 24-18. Kentucky Christian kind of nurses that lead back to 6 points.
Yes, and definitely a needed three there from Noah Curry. KCU a few empty possessions in a row.
Reinhardt University keeps it on the floor. James popped it up. Fred Adams looking both ways. 10 on the shot clock. Darian Reed from the elbow. This rattles out on him, and it's boarded by Stockstill. Running that fast break again. They love these points in transition.
But also trying to force the issue because anytime Reinhardt can get set.
Oh, Jared Russo with a block. 2 blocks tonight for Reinhardt.
Anytime Reinhardt can get their defense set, they have not had a whole lot of success. So needing to force the issue is KCU.
And Reed with a smart play, staying patient with the basketball. Around the arc, Adams to Jones, who pulls up from the straightaway. Oh, baby, how much is the postage on a three that long?
And again, you knew it was just a matter of time before Reinhardt was going to be able to take advantage of these nice looks. Nate Jones hitting a three there. And all of a sudden, the tide starting to shift.
Boarded up, here come the Eagles of Reinhardt University. And a break on the floor. This looks like a foul. They sort this out. A quick look back at that three. James from a full step beyond the arc hit that moments ago. Keeping the Eagles in close contention here tonight in Waleska, Georgia. It's a 3-point game, the closest they've been since way back at the 12:40 mark. It was a 14-point game.
And during that time, we saw KCU get a lot of looks just in the open floor, fast break looks, taking advantage of points coming off of turnovers. It's been a lot less of that, and a very physical foul there from Noah Curry.
Reinhardt is on a 14-3 run, so they've basically got all 14 of those points back they trailed by since then. Save for one long ball by the Knights. Lewis gets this to go. Brings us even closer in Waleska, Georgia. This one goes as well for Nate Lewis. It makes it a one-point game, the closest we've been in a very long time.
Absolutely. Reinhardt looking to continue to play strong defensively. We've seen this matchup zone that Coach Newton has gone to work for the Eagles.
Great passing. That's exactly what you want to see, and that's a great use of the big guy, the redshirt sophomore from Inkster Stockstill, who weasels at home off the glass. And a quick response from long range goes for Darian Reed. He buries it. Hot, hot, hot hand tonight. He's got 11 points.
He's on fire, and he's done it in a variety of different ways on the offensive end.
And the response by Kentucky Christian, the true freshman from Hopkinsville, Kentucky, out of University Heights. It's Lamar Northington.
What an answer there from Northington. KCU trying to keep the Eagles at bay as they're starting to build a little bit of confidence.
At one point, it was a one-point game between these two, 24-23. Reinhardt had closed the gap way down. That was the closest this game had been since the opening minutes. We were tied one time, 90 seconds into the game. Since then, it's been more than a one-point game. At one point, Kentucky Christian leading by 14 points. Knights, two quick passes. Colby Gray stops on the elbow and drops this home. It's 31-26. That's a great bucket by the Knights. Kai Fisher picked that up and took a step.
KCU's offense beginning to find a little bit of rhythm here. Reinhardt starting to slow down.
Well, we know Reinhardt is, or rather Kentucky Christian, very capable of going on explosive runs. Again, a 19-2 run over 6.5 minutes to open this period. 31-26, a 5-point game in Waleska. Knights pull up from the corner, and this one has too much on it. Russo with a board. Eagles looking for some fast points all the way up the floor to the corner to James. And looks like he might have stepped out.
An interesting call there on James. That's our fourth guy stepping out of bounds on a play along the sideline, but it seemed like Curry was playing very aggressive on it.
Junior from Greensboro sends this to the corner, now back to him. Kentucky Christian heavily defended out at range. KCU moving their pieces around, trying to create some space for those interior passes, and Russo gets the steal. This could be clutch in a 5-point game. Down inside to James, and it's loose and off the floor.
That was nice post defense there by Russo. Getting in front of Stockstill, not allowing him to get comfortable position down low. First pushing him off the block and then fronting him to get the steal.
Floated onto the floor by Reinhardt University. Couple of passes. He wants to go all the way himself. Elects to give it off backside to James, who is caught up and gets the whistle in his favor.
James just so difficult to handle around the rim because of his athleticism.
The senior from Atlanta, Georgia, Brandon Barron, 6 foot tall. Created the space and gave it off to James, and we've talked a lot about James tonight, his success. He is a flashy player down around the rim. Product of Evans High School, 6'2", redshirt freshman. He is going to be a special guy for a lot of years for the Eagles. Probably a good chance to meet the bench bosses here on the far right side of your screen. That's the head coach of Kentucky Christian, Charlie Pack. Justin Newton on the far left side of your screen, the head coach of Reinhardt's Eagles.
Get an over-the-back call on the Kai Fisher.
We've seen 2 of those tonight. Unusual to see one at all. Don't see that very often anymore. Off the floor. Floated close side. Colby Gray decides he doesn't like that take. Trying again to beat out Brandon Barron. Russo D's him up. Driving inside, KCU puts it in off the glass. 33 points now for the Knights. They lead by a handy 6. Barron, end-to-end, can't finish. James takes the pass from Russo with a nice board. Entry pass to Russo, his pocket is picked. Lamar Northington fighting his way inside, and he goes down hard with a resounding thud. Hopefully he's all right.
That was a big-time collision, a few players involved. Definitely hope everyone's okay.
Hey, dude.
We got 2 players down on the hardwood. Fred Adams is right in front of us here, about to check in.
I got you. You gotta pick it back up right here, bro. Pick it back up.
Nate Lewis is still down, so hopefully he's all right. Hate to see that at any level, but these guys are just having fun.
Nate Lewis, such an important piece of the puzzle for this Reinhardt team. Such a versatile player. I'd hate for anything to happen to him. Looks like something dealing with his left hand.
Brendan Barron checking out. Coming onto the floor in place of Lewis and James. We've got Reed Adams, Nakai Fisher. I said James, I meant Lewis, obviously. James still on the floor. Darian Reed, the graduate student from Colorado Springs, on the far side. On the floor for Kentucky Christian as they convert 1 of 2 at the line to make it a 7-point game. Checking in now, Race DeBoard, the true freshman from Ashland, Kentucky, out there with him. Colby Gray on the floor, helping them out. Jalen King-Joyner. I like this set on the floor. Caleb Raymer, a guy to watch as well, the junior from Illinois, who's underneath the basket. James fighting his way inside, and Raymer picks his pocket. The Knights close side. Lamar Northington, the true freshman, to the corner, and another big collision.
Nice job there by Reed, giving his body up, drawing the charge, putting himself on the line for the team. But again, another example of the way that KCU has built this lead up. The turnover inside, Brazen James losing the ball, and then immediately we saw KCU go on the other end trying to push the pace.
Reinhardt got it to within a 1-point game, and since then it's been all Knights. Kentucky Christian has been lighting it up. Reed drives his way inside as soon as I say that and snaps a long, scoreless streak of the Eagles.
Darian Reed getting it done in a multitude of ways offensively. Again, showcasing the bag, and the bag is deep, I must say.
The spin move and the finish down inside. A beautiful play to make it 36-29. Up the floor.
More points there before Russo able to knock it away.
Reinhardt wide open. Mr. Colorado Springs is money from range tonight. Are you kidding me?
I don't think a player could be more on fire than what we've seen from Darian Reed in this first half. Seems that anything he puts up is liable to go in.
And the response from Kentucky Christian. For a moment it was a 4-point game. They push it back to a big lead, 39-32. Fred Adams walked it inside. Now James from the corner, a 3 of his own. Back-to-back threes on consecutive trips up the floor for the Eagles. Of course, bookended by 1 for the Knights.
Adams had a decent look at it, but a nice job for him to dribble it down low and create an easy look for Brazen James.
Less than 1 to go in the first half. Collision here between the Knights and the Eagles. Both teams want a call to go their way.
And you can see it from both perspectives, right? You can see DeBoard having the ball in a huge collision, knocking him to the floor. But if you're looking at it from the lens of a Reinhardt coach or supporter, you say, hey, DeBoard was out of control and he fell to the ground. Nonetheless, it won't change the call that was made by the ref.
51.5 seconds to go in this first half. KCU at the charity stripe. This is Race DeBoard from Ashland, Kentucky. He played at Paul G. Blazer for his prep career. Very successful in high school. And he gets this one to go. 41-35, a 6-point game. 49 seconds on the clock in this half.
When Reinhardt made their run to get back into the game, their offensive execution was a big reason why. I want to see them kind of get back to that as this half winds down.
What an entry pass, but unable to maintain possession, taken by King Joyner. Up the floor on the fast break now. Here come the Knights. They're going to slow it up just a little bit. 23 shot clock, 26 game. KCU a handoff, race to board. DeBoard fights his way inside, passed it up top, and this one is taken home by King Joyner, the junior from Greensboro.
Nice patience inside, didn't panic, able to make the right play at the right time.
Russo with a beautiful finish down inside. It makes it again a 6-point game. 2 seconds, 1, KCU got it off in time and it didn't go. Well, how about the ending of that first half? A couple of fast breaks, and at one point it seemed like Reinhardt was maybe going to fall out of contention in this one, but at the half they're hanging around. It's a 6-point game after they trailed by 14 just 8 minutes into this.
And undoubtedly it's a battle. It's going to be a battle. Two teams needing to fight for positioning in the AAC. Reinhardt losing to KCU in the first matchup in blowout fashion. So the Knights coming into this game with a lot of confidence. Reinhardt's execution offensively needs to be better if they're going to win this game. Less turnovers and unforced errors. Anytime that they're able to calm down and get into their rhythm, it seems like they're going to be tough to knock out of this game. But KCU just scratching and clawing.
We saw a couple of threes in a row, and I want to look back at those. First, it was Darian Reed who hit this one from the close side. I think that three, and then it was followed up immediately by a three on the next possession for the Eagles, of course separated by a KCU three. Those 2 threes really gave Reinhardt some key momentum, some clutch momentum as we wound down towards the half. As you can see, he pulled up from the far side in the corner, was able to knock that down. So after one half of play, it's a 6-point game, 43-37. Reinhardt trails to the visiting Knights of Kentucky Christian University. We'll take a break for the halftime with these two programs. They're going to get some whiteboard time in. It'll be interesting to see what they bring out of the bag of tricks to open the second half. Any quick thoughts before we go to break?
Main thing for KCU is they need to continue to push the pace, continue to turn Reinhardt over, force tough shots, and any chance they can, run. They are very difficult to beat in the open court.
A 6-point game, 43-37. Reinhardt trails to KCU. We'll be back on SCSN.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. with every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach.
Culinary arts. Auditor.
A firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge. Open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyestoofficiating.com.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University, home of the Eagles. We're at the halftime break. It's 43-37, a 6-point game. 3 minutes until our second half gets underway, and so far, Kentucky Christian has been able to maintain the lead. They jumped out to an early lead. They trailed for only a couple of minutes in the very opening stages. Went on a huge run during that first half, 19-4 over 6.5 minutes. But then Reinhardt went on a 14-3 run to get back into it. Went back and forth a little bit. At one point, a 1-point game during that first half of play. Kentucky Christian able to stave off, so to speak, the Eagles. Reinhardt 6-2 at home. Kentucky Christian only 2 wins on the road, so could play a factor down the stretch. We'll see if the Knights capitalize on that whiteboard time or if they come out swinging from that halftime break. Any adjustments you'd like to see for either program on the floor?
The main thing for Reinhardt is just offensive execution. That was an area that we saw a little bit in the early stages of the first half and the latter stages of the first half as well, that they struggled with, just getting good looks, not being able to get them to fall or making a move and turning the ball over, and that led to some easy opportunities for KCU. KCU with 9 points off of Reinhardt's turnovers. Reinhardt with 11 turnovers so far in the game. So you want to see Reinhardt be able to get to their spots, get good looks, and get those looks to fall if they're going to find a way to win this one.
Stockstill 4 for 6 from the floor. 8 points, 3 rebounds. On the other side, our player to watch for the Eagles during the pregame was Jared Russo. 6 points for him tonight. He's 3 for 3, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. So even though he's not quite lighting it up as far as points go, he's leading everybody as far as rebounds in the entire game and leading everybody in assists with 3. Doing really well.
So just such a presence down low, and Reinhardt is a different team when he's productive.
Second half about to get underway between these two programs. We'll take a look at everyone's scoring totals through that first half, starting with Kentucky Christian University. Jalen King Joyner leading them. Not leading all scores, though. That's Durian Reed for Reinhardt. King Joyner, 12 points, 1 assist. He's 5 for 7 from the floor. 2 of his 3 from long range have gone. Lamar Northington, 9 points, 4 for 5 from the floor, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Of course, D'Angelo Stockstill with 8. Sanders and DeBoard, as well as Curry, all with 4 points for KCU. On the other side, Reinhardt University looking very efficient, leading all scorers in this game. Durian Reed, 6 straight from the floor, 3 for 4 from range, which is just wild to me. 1 for 1 at the line, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 16 points. Jared Russo follows him with 6, Nate Lewis 5, James with 5, Nate Jones with 3. Second half coming up right now on the Southeast Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in. From Waleska, Georgia, it's college basketball between the Eagles of Reinhardt University and the Knights of KCU. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. 1 half left to play, a 6-point game after our first.
After witnessing the first half exploits of Durian Reed, definitely can expect to see him a little bit earlier in this second half. Of course, Reinhardt's going to go with their normal starting lineup to begin things.
Looking this all around, ball's coming right for us. Adams gets a hold of it. Fred Adams knifes his way to the basket, and the putback by James is slammed with authority for the Eagles of Reinhardt University.
And the energy shifter added again. Nice putback jam there, and we'll see what that does for Reinhardt, cutting the lead to 4. And they've been really strong on this end of the floor throughout the game. Right there, turning defense into offense.
Quick break on the floor this time. Things getting just a bit scrappy.
I'd say a bit is an understatement. Seen a few bodies hitting the floor, a lot of collisions.
Good pass, and he decides to take it inside. Russo with a block. Reinhardt University, Fred Adams. Gonna slow it up just a little bit. Now taking it all the way off the glass. Jones can't get it to drop as DeBoard gets this off the glass. KCU wants the 3, and his shot comes up just shy as the putback drops in easily for Race.
And right there, seeing KCU kind of pushing the pace a little bit, getting out. A nice look in the secondary break. Of course, not falling, getting the offensive rebound and getting the finish.
James in some trouble. Floated it out to Adams. James again with the ball, wants 3, and it rattles out on him. KCU leading by 6. 45-39 for 48. A little too much on that. Fred Adams has been efficient tonight. Redshirt sophomore from Statesboro, Georgia. Gave it off to James. Handoff back to that redshirt sophomore. And he likes it down inside, but can't get the shot. Second chance for Reinhardt. This one jumps out as well. Boarded now by KCU.
Again, good looks for the Eagles, just not able to get them to fall. Sometimes it's just what it comes down to.
Stockstill hooking up a teammate. The Knights can't get the 3. It remains a 6-point differential. Glad to have you with us. Fred Adams with the ball now. College basketball, SCSN. Gabriel Schrei here, Lorenzo Robinson. Great turnout tonight. Gym's filling up.
Nice crowd here in Waleska.
Lewis from the straightaway, it's wide. Lamar Northington. Oh, he hooks up Stockstill, who takes it and can't get it to drop. That was a great take and the best decision he could have made. Just couldn't quite finish the play.
Tremendous defense there by Nate Lewis, staying vertical, staying in front of him and making it difficult.
Russo going to work on the edge of the block. Stockstill gets his hands up, and that was too much as KCU forces the turnover.
Stockstill playing some great defense of his own down low against Jared Russo. We've seen him go to work plenty of times in the post over these past few games. Stockstill not having any of it on that one.
45-39, a 6-point game. KCU. Stock still back across. Lloyd, entry pass down low around Russo, and Russo comes down to the board.
That was a good job by Reinhardt to help Fred Adams out. Bit of a mismatch in the post going up against Eric Sanders.
Cowboy! Corner Nate!
James calling out to his teammates. This is Fred Adams, makes the cut, wants to go inside. Instead to the corner, Lewis is all alone. Automatic, he buries that with no trouble and brings it really close. Just a 3-point game, 45-42 Knights.
It seems like every time Reinhardt makes it close, KCU just stretches out the lead a little bit, keeping them away, just staving them off. Reinhardt will need to get a stop here so they can finally get the ball back down by just one possession.
Race fights his way inside. Here's one from the corner, it's short. Russo gets the board. Outlet pass to Adams, who's gonna stop in traffic and just hang onto the ball. A couple of changes coming for Reinhardt. We've got 3 players waiting to check in for the Eagles, 2 for the Knights right in front of us here at the table. Adams floated this back up top to Jones, knifing it up, trying to get inside. Eric Sanders defensively, able to shake him, and now from the corner, this goes. Automatic, and Reinhardt ties the game for the first time since the opening moments this evening. It's 45-45.
And Nate Jones has been quiet throughout this game after only hitting 1 shot. But right there, hitting arguably the biggest shot of the game for the Eagles to tie this one back up at 45 apiece.
5 minutes gone in this second half. It's 45-all, our second tie of the night. Kentucky Christian will run the floor. Knights handed this off to Colby Gray. Working this all around the arc and looking for that entry pass. A little too much, so Stock still gives it back to Gray. He wants to take it himself, pulls up, then the pass to the corner. Race has got too much on this. Louder on the floor. Redshirt sophomore from Jasper, Georgia, played his prep at Pickens. Great backdoor pass, but Reed couldn't hook up with Russo as this one escapes. We remain tied, 5.5 played in this second half. It's 45-45.
That was a golden chance there for the Eagles to take the lead. But again, an unforced error, a turnover by Darian Reed trying to find Russo in the lane.
1-2 passes. Kentucky Christian setting up. Colby Gray loses the ball, picked up by Reinhardt University. This is Lau with a long outlet pass up the floor. Kept on for a moment, but now it escapes over the sideline.
Coach Newton can't be happy with the amount of turnovers that Reinhardt has had in this game. Right there, they're 13th. That's gone a long way towards keeping KCU in the ball game.
Here's the drive to the basket. He gets this to go easily for the freshman from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Here's one from the corner for the points leader in tonight's game, Darian Reed. It's our second lead change of the night, and for the first time since the opening seconds, Reinhardt in the lead. Shoveled to the corner. He was wide open on the wing, but decides to take it inside, swatted at, and gets it as the whistle sounds.
Nice job there by Caleb Raymer to take the harm and finish with the hoop. Going back to that shot by Darian Reed, anytime you have a player that's failing you on the offensive end, you have to continue to feed him. Reed up to 19 points in this game. Clearly the leading scorer on both sides. They have to find a way to give him the ball in situations that will help him succeed, because he's just been filling it up for the Eagles in this one.
That's our third lead change of the night with that old-fashioned three. It's 50-48. And nearly 7 minutes gone in this second half as we get another whistle. And it seems like they're calling this a little more closely as time goes on, and Waleska This game has stayed very close. At one point, it seemed like Kentucky Christian was going to repeat the last meeting between these two way back in December, but the Knights unable to keep their foot on the gas as Reinhardt has stormed back and made it close in Brown Athletic Center. Oh my goodness! Oh no! Call for help, what a dunk!
Raising James back at it again, the energy shifter. The entire gym on its feet as he finished that one down low.
The response to snap the tie, couldn't get it. It's 50-50, our third tie of the night. Lewis in trouble on the paint. Here's one from the corner for the Eagles, and it rattles out. Stockton up the floor. KCU race backdoor pass, and the Knights get this to go off the glass to snap the tie.
KCU doing what they've done best throughout this game, pushing the tempo in transition, finishing with the layup.
Great job by the Knights to avoid actually losing the lead. They were tied for a moment at 50, didn't allow the bucket, hustled up the floor, and a great entry pass. Lamar Northington, the true freshman, hustled up the floor, got on the back door, and was patient. Great teammate as well, sharing the basketball and getting the easy bucket for KCU. Adams to Reed, he's on the wing and in some danger. King Joyner defensively making life difficult for him as he turns around and wants the floater, but it's off the mark. 2 points separate these two. This is KCU. Knights across the floor. Out at range and looking for that entry pass. For 55, this is short. Adams gets the board along the baseline, but the whistle. Two great coaches here tonight. Justin Newton, the head coach, the bench boss for Reinhardt University. So much success leading the Eagles. Russo giving Reed a break as he'll come to the bench.
You figure his stay on the bench won't be long because of his productivity offensively for the Eagles. He's been clearly their best offensive player throughout this game.
Charlie Pack, the bench boss for Kentucky Christian University, leading things, calling the shots. That's a great shot. Wide open. Lamar Northington, great motion, great play design by KCU.
Northington has been very impressive in this one. Getting out in the open floor, right there, stepping into the quality mid-range jumper. He's looked very comfortable against the Eagles tonight.
Lamar Northington, the leading scorer tonight for KCU's Knights, 7 for 10 from the floor, 1 of 4 from long range, but 5 rebounds, 3 assists, totaling up for 15 points, and that is quite the stat line for the Knights man.
Not a guy particularly known for his long range shooting. He's capable of hitting them, but he's doing what he does best, pushing the tempo, beating the Eagles in transition, and then scoring inside the arc when he gets the chance.
It's a 4-point game in Brown Athletic Center. KCU in the lead. They've just gotten the basketball back. 11.5 left to play. 54-50 Knights. Northington, King Joyner, the players to watch on this end of the floor tonight. Lloyd, the true freshman, to Gray. KCU looking for that space and didn't like those first 2 looks. Gray tries to battle his way inside, and this turned back over to Reinhardt University.
And it was Stockstill getting called for the moving screen. His feet were not set. Eagles need to take advantage on the other end.
This is Fred Adams running the floor, yo-yoing the orange. Dishes this off, Lewis far side, it's back to Adams. Calls down inside. This time it's going against Jalen King Joyner. I don't know if you could hear the table asking for clarification. Oh, almost had another jam. Grayson James off the inbound, ladles it home and cuts it back to a 2-point game. Reinhardt trails to KCU. The true freshman in some trouble.
Can't you just feel the shift in energy every time James gets the ball around the basket? The entire gym just standing on its feet, waiting for something spectacular to happen.
You know, Lorenzo, it's not like you wouldn't expect it, but it is unique, if that makes sense. It's more energy than you think you would get off of a dunk. It's a lot of energy coming out of that play. Shoveled to the close side. Fighting around Nate Lewis. Taking his time, it's Race, the true freshman. And Stock still has a good look, but can't drop it in. Lewis got the board, passed it up the floor to James. Nate Lewis from Apopka, Florida, really efficient this season, 13.5 points per game. He started almost every night this year for Reinhardt. Jones with a side step and lets it fly. James, a second chance, and it goes off the glass to tie us again. Our 4th tie of the night.
Nice job by James to fight for positioning down low to get the board. And a soft touch inside to get the finish.
9:40 left to play. It's 54-54. KCU pulls up. This is short. And the putback for the Knights won't go. Jones gets the board. Reinhardt University working their way up the floor. It's Fred Adams, defended by Race. No! Adams out of Table County High School. Along the arc, Reinhardt's man, Jones, wow, takes it inside for our 4th lead change of the night. Reinhardt in front by 2, 56-54.
Beautiful move there by Jones, able to get it up high off the glass where the defender couldn't get to it. And all of a sudden, Reinhardt with the lead and some momentum.
Whoa! This one rattled back out on the Eagles. Adams is taking his time. They lead by just 2. 4 lead changes, 4 ties, and 2 big runs in that first half have been the story of tonight's game. Adams wants to go himself, and he'll receive the call. Getting the foul, he's going to the stripe.
A nice aggressive take there by Adams, taking advantage of the action created by the screening action for the Eagles. Able to get downhill and draw the foul. That's been a set that Reinhardt has gone back to throughout this game. You see Russo coming up to set a screen on the ball handler's man, and then some the screener action with Nate Jones fading out for the 3 while Russo dives down low. Puts a lot of stress on the defense. So many options for the Eagles in that set as well.
Reinhardt leads by just 3. They're on a 3-0 run. Make it 4. KCU sent this to the far side on a big high pass. And down low off the glass, the putback dropped in by King Joyner.
Reinhardt went with a bit of a zone look. Anytime you run zone, the fear is giving up offensive rebounds. And right there, we see it happening again.
The long ball let fly. It remains a 2-point game. Reinhardt gets a second chance of the basketball. 58-56 Eagles after they got a board off their own miss. Fred Adams is taking his time. Lots on the shot clock still. 15 seconds to work with. 2 points separate these two. Ball is loose and into the scorer's table. It should remain to the Eagles. James will inbound. Over to Nate Jones, who runs the floor. Nate Jones from Dayton, Ohio. Entry pass to Russo, who gets the whistle.
Russo set up shop down low. He's so difficult to handle down there. Stock still picking up the foul. But Russo's just been a different player over the course of these past few games. His aggressiveness, getting to his spots, and being confident enough to get into his offensive game. Man at that size.
Oh, no. James took the floater and tried to pack it home. He goes down hard on the boards.
And again, even though that was a missed dunk, but Kent, you could feel it. If you're watching at home, I'm sure you could see it. Everyone on their feet waiting to see what Brazen James is going to do around the rim. Just able to ignite the Brown Athletic Center anytime he goes above the rim.
2-point game, 58-56. Reinhardt in the lead by a narrow margin, 7.5 left to play in Brown Athletic Center as the first goes at the line for James. He's good for 14 points tonight, 3 for 5 at the charity stripe. Second one won't drop, 7:30 to play. I'll tell you who's made us look really smart is Jared Russo, our player to watch. He's been unreal, 6 points. 3 for 3, but 10 rebounds and 3 assists to go with it. Good little response by Lamar Northington. We'll keep it here as these two teams take a break and talk about what we expect to happen next. Right now, 59-58, tight margin. It's a 1-point game in Waleska, Georgia. Reinhardt's Eagles in the lead at home. Powered by Darian Reed and James. Reed with 19 points. The man out of Colorado Springs, 7 for 10 from the floor, a rebound and assist to go with it. Brazen James, 14 points, 5 for 8 from the floor. On the other side, Lamar Northington, 17 points, 8 for 12 from the floor, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. King Joyner right behind him with 14 points, 6 for 10 from the floor. What can these guys do to power their team into a larger lead? Do they just have to have more efficient possessions?
That's the main thing for Reinhardt. You don't want to turn the ball over. You don't want to get forced into taking bad shots. As you can see throughout this game, anytime Reinhardt is able to get clean looks at the basket or get the ball, pass it around, and find ways to get to the rim, good things happen. And it becomes a challenge when KCU comes back down in the open floor. Lamar Northington being the main guy. Most of his points coming in fast break situations.
Reinhardt University 6-2 at home. Kentucky Christian 2-4 on the road this season. I don't know if that actually plays a factor. I mean, of course it does to some degree. I mean, you're not having to travel between games. You get to rest right up until game time. The other team has to go on a long bus ride or overnight trip. But tonight, I would argue that it seems like it's really played a factor.
Sometimes it can be a detriment having to go on a road trip, sleep in an unknown location, sleep in a hotel or something like that. But in some cases, it could be a way for your team to rally around, get to know each other a little bit better, and really kind of find a new place as a group.
Lone Tire down inside.
KCU's obviously not afraid of the Eagles, especially with the way that they were able to handle them in the first game.
Long inbounding pass up to Lewis. And head coach of KCU, Charlie Pack, wants the over and back. He's not going to get it. Jones knifes his way inside the mid-range floater off the mark and boarded by Eric Sanders.
It was a nice move by Jones, just a little bit off, and we've seen that from him a few times throughout this game. He's getting to his typical looks, getting to his spots. Again, unable to make it fall.
KCU floats this backdoor for 3, too much on it. And over the back is the call. Caleb Rayner, the junior from Mazda County, Illinois, gets hit with it.
Nate Lewis drawing the foul, down low, battling for position. Again, Reinhardt playing in this lineup without a traditional center. So a lot of that onus for the dirty work falls on the back of Nate Lewis. He's been beat up throughout this game. He's been hunched over a few times during stoppages of play, nursing some injuries, but he has continued to play and be a major part of the Eagles team.
A 1-point game, 59-58, Reinhardt in the lead and at the line. Lewis gets that. Nate Lewis now 3 for 3 at the stripe today, 9 points. He's also got 5 rebounds, an assist to go with that.
With the way he's been knocked around in this one, you just want to hope that he has something left for the stretch run of this game.
Lewis 3 for 4 now at the stripe, 9 points this evening. 6 minutes left to play. KCU all the way back out to the front court. Sanders from Detroit, Michigan, sent this along the arc. Knifing his way inside and a blown tire for King Joyner. 6'4" product of Greensboro, North Carolina, tried to battle his way inside, and a quick whistle as he goes down hard.
Another example of the chippy play that we've seen throughout this game. Bodies hitting the floor. Guys all over the place. Both teams trying to pick up a crucial Appalachian Athletic Conference victory.
Great entry pass, but Russo steals it. Jones has it stolen right back by Race, who goes to the layup, and the lead remains with Reinhardt by just 2, 60-58, 5.5 to play.
Adams again is going to slow things down. Try to get Reinhardt into their offense.
Adams hands it off to the leading scorer in tonight's game, and what else would he do? He buries the 3 from long range. Reinhardt leads 63-58.
In this game, it seems anytime Darian Reed has a good, clean look at the rim, it's going down. A nice showing here from one of the better shooters in the conference.
Adams off the steal. Jones there to help him. 2 on 3, and he'll take his time. Passes it back door, and another one. Oh, he's lighting it up. Nate Lewis puts it home.
Fantastic play there. Nice jam by Nate Lewis, but how about Fred Adams keeping his dribble alive and finding Lewis down low? Great, patient, unselfish play there by the point guard, Fred Adams.
We'll steal a look back at that backdoor pass down low in the paint. He got it easily for Reinhardt University. They're in the lead, 65-58 on a nice little run with 5 minutes to play. We'll take a break and be back in Waleska, Georgia on the Southeast Sports Network in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, and inside of Brown Athletics Center, Southeast Sports Network college basketball. Gabriel Schrei alongside me, Lorenzo Robinson. Thanks for sitting with us and riding along for this one tonight. Not really a bumpy ride, but a lot of fun. 5 minutes left to play. Reinhardt on a 6-0 run over the last 90 seconds. They lead 65-58. I was telling Lorenzo during the break, I was trying to count up. I couldn't do it. There's too many. I was trying to count up all the different states players are from on this Kentucky Christian roster. There are guys, of course, from Kentucky, but players from Florida, out of Largo High School. It's Lloyd. King Joyner out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Burleson, Texas. Inkster, Michigan. Bowling Green, Kentucky. Illinois. I mean, you name it. Obviously, Augusta, Georgia, here local. Maryville, Tennessee, up by Knoxville. Dallas, Texas. Mississippi, even. Race along the arc. There's the 3, and it bangs home for Joyner. Wow, that was beautiful.
Big time shot there by Jalen King Joyner. And we saw a little bit of the gravity of D'Angelo Stockstill rolling off of the pick and roll, drawing an extra defender for the help, and leaving King Joyner wide open on the wing for the three.
And that pretty much puts the kibosh on what was a 6-0 run for Reinhardt University and keeps us nice and close in a 4-point game, 65-61. Eagles still on top in that margin. Reinhardt would love to stay in the lead. What are some of your keys to staying in the driver's seat? How can you do that? Is there much you could do beyond just don't turn it over, score efficiently?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. You can't turn the ball over. You have to be able to continue to get good looks. And just we've seen a guy like Nate Jones, who has been so productive for Reinhardt offensively throughout this season. And he's 3 for 12, but he's not 3 for 12 because he's taking bad shots. He's 3 for 12 just off of some bad luck, a bad bounce here or there. So some of that definitely will have to change. You would think guys like that are going to be due to make something happen as this game goes on.
Lewis shoveled this to the corner. Fred Adams taking his time. 15 on the shot clock, 4:15 in the game. 65-61. Oh, a backdoor pass to Russo, who's automatic off the glass. That's a big bucket in the late stages.
Nice pass there by Darian Reed to hit Russo down low. You see Reinhardt again in this zone look. Trying to keep the Knights out of the paint. And it is successful on that possession.
Reinhardt on an 8-3 run over the last 2.5 minutes. Just less than 4 to play. It's 67-61, a 6-point lead for the Eagles.
Eagles a lot more patient offensively.
Pocket picked, lots of room for Race, who puts it in off the glass. An important bucket to keep KCU well within striking distance.
As soon as I was getting ready to make a point about the Eagles being a lot more patient and taking better care of the ball, DeBoer coming up with another steal.
He knew it was coming. Product of Ashland, Kentucky, Paul G. Blazer High. He usually plays most of the games Kentucky Christian appears in. Charlie Pack talking with the official there in the center of your screen. This is Adams at the line, and this one goes to make it 68-63. Probably worth noting, just to note, the Knights shooting 41.2% from the floor this season. Reinhardt shooting 44% from the floor this season. That's what they're doing as an average. Tonight, 44.8 for KCU, 48 for Reinhardt's Eagles. Could play a factor down the stretch. Knights
sitting in this zone look.
There's a great wide open three, and his shot isn't on the mark.
That's what the zone is designed to do. It's designed to keep a team out of the paint. You may yield a few open shots, but in KCU, a team that shoots 30% from the line, you'll give those up.
Nate Lewis is cash money from long range. My goodness, I hope the bank is open this late.
Absolutely. It seems like Lewis has to check the cash.
Adams comes up with a steal. Lewis, the floater, and the putback by Nate Jones. Reinhardt University extends their lead to 9.
It is all Reinhardt right now. The gym is on its feet. The Eagles playing with energy, getting out on the break.
Now the Eagles will slow it up. 2:20 to play. A team that they were bested by a large margin back in December. I mean, think about that swing. They lost 99-67. We're talking 30 points. That was just barely a month ago on the 12th of December, a Tuesday in Grayson, Kentucky. Right now, Reinhardt in the lead by 11 with 2:10 to go.
And a game from December, of course, both teams are going to change so much between then and now. Reinhardt in general has been playing with a lot more energy on both ends of the floor during this recent stretch, and we're seeing that carry over in this game against the Knights.
Great pass to the wing and a good look, but he couldn't knock it down. Fred Adams will run the floor with less than 2 to go. Reinhardt's run was already impressive. Now it's just straight up electric. They're on a 15-2 run. Eagles make it an 18-2 run, and it's again Nate Jones from range.
Like I said, you knew it was only a matter of time before Nate Jones was going to make his presence felt offensively, getting good looks all throughout this game. Right there, getting a big one to fall.
Jones has 11 points tonight. 3 for 9 from range, 3 rebounds to go with it. Leading all scorers, Darian Reed, product of Colorado Springs, Colorado. He's got 22, a rebound and 3 assists to go along with it.
Jones struggling from the field throughout this game, but if you're Coach Newton, that's something that you'll take because he's getting good looks. He's getting great looks from 3, getting downhill, getting into the paint. Again, a few unlucky bounces led to his shooting percentage looking the way that it is, but not many players would rather have the ball in the hands of than Nate Jones when it comes to a team looking to make plays down the stretch.
The Reinhardt Eagles will run the floor. It's Darian Reed. 70 seconds left to play from Waleska, Georgia and Brown Athletics Center. With 12 on the shot clock, KCU might just let this go. And down inside, there's the foul. 59 seconds on the clock.
And if this holds, what a fantastic finish to this game for Reinhardt. At one point being down 21-7 in the earlier stages of the first half. But they did not wilt, they did not falter, continued the battle. Again, to execute more effectively offensively. Darian Reed carried the scoring for Reinhardt when they were not able to get a few shots to go down. Right now, it looks like they're getting ready to come away with their 8th victory of the season.
Here come the KCU Knights. A quick outlet pass to Alaska Jones from Dallas, Texas. Mid-range floater goes for him as he cuts into the big run of the Eagles. Eagles on an 18-5 run over the last 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to play. Darian Reed, burning clock, 9 seconds on the shot clock, 28 game. He goes inside, backdoor pass, James has it stolen. Jaden Russell, the true freshman, wants that but can't get it. 16 seconds left in the game for KCU's Knights. The pull-up, this rattles around and rolls out with 8 seconds. KCU coming off of 2 losses. They'll drop their 3rd in a row after falling to Bryan on January 10th, 84-75. They fell back on the 13th. That's this last Saturday, 72-68, and a close one to Truett McConnell. They'll stay on the road and battle Montreat coming up on this weekend. Pikeville, they'll host at home on Saturday, CIU on Wednesday the 24th. For Reinhardt University, this is their 3rd win in a row after beating Truett McConnell on the 10th, 82-73, and Johnson 79-72 at home on the 13th. Now they'll battle Bluefield at home and then go on the road for 3 games in a row at Milligan, Bluefield, and the University of Pikeville. What a performance for Reinhardt University tonight to come up with a big win on their home floor. They rise to 7-2 at home, Lorenzo.
Absolutely, you just have to love the brand of basketball that they've been playing, sharing the ball, passing up good shots for great ones. But again, how about Darian Reed? Reed coming away with his season high in points in this game, 23 on 8 of 11 shooting. Big time night for Darian Reed and helping propel the Eagles to this 13-point victory.
Yeah, 78-65 final score of victory for Reinhardt University, and it just felt like they could do no wrong tonight. Everything falling their way. Their overall record rises to 8-9 overall, 7-2 at home, and they're 7-7 in conference, which is huge for the race to the playoffs. Well, any closing thoughts that you would leave fans with of what to take away from tonight?
Reinhardt is a resilient bunch. We've seen them throughout this season deal with a multitude of different things, injuries, guys being out, young guys being forced to step up. And every time they find a way to fight and get themselves back into it. Reinhardt, after being down by 14 early on, able to find a way and rally for this game. You have to love where this team is headed, now winning 3 in a row.
Fantastic. 3 wins in a row for Reinhardt University, and appreciated you being along for the ride with us. It was a lot of fun tonight, and I hope you enjoyed being here as much as we enjoyed having you and having all the action here on the Southeast Sports Network. For Reinhardt University, Kentucky Christian, our entire crew, Lorenzo Robinson, I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long from Waleska, Georgia, with the final score an Eagle victory, 78-65. This has been college basketball. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live and are copyright material. Today's game will be archived inside of the Apper platform where you viewed it and available for replay. This has been a presentation of the Southeast Sports Network.